when we first released our video, I wasn't doing anything. I was just talking to the camera. And then the second video, I think we saw an orange and we were just like, you know what? Let's just try to hold the orange. And then it kept working. 1 million, 2 million views.
Wow.
Actually, there was a little bit of tension that happened 2 days ago.
Tension's a nice word.
So I'm like, I'm not going to change that because that's the truth. And this is what I stand for. What I want people to know is the truth about real estate in the Philippines. Nobody talks about this. Like, none of my friends who are employed, paying for their pag-ibig contribution, are actually buying a house. And you have a maximum 6.5 million pesos.
Kwentuhan, kulitan at kalokohan. Kerry ni Casey Montero yan. Samahan kang kamustahin ng ating honorary Pinoys, global Pinoys, and everyday Pinoys in the most Filipino-coded way possible. Tara at magkwentuhan na sa Kwento with Casey.
Glad to be back. Welcome to Kwento with Casey. My name is still Casey and you are not. And so make sure you guys do like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And here we go. So today we've got someone who's been making some serious noise in the Philippine real estate space. You've seen her probably breaking down property advice, investment strategies, all at her table while she's doing other things. And the stuff that they don't actually teach you about buying real estate. She's built a strong following by keeping it real, practical, and straight to the point. She's not just selling properties. She's educating people on how to think about wealth, growth, and smart decision-making in today's market. Something I need. Something I need in my life. Let's welcome the real estate gatekeeper herself, Maiko, better known as She's That Broker.
Wow.
Welcome.
Wow. I'm like, who did that? Wow, that's so cool.
Thanks, chat.
I'm like, actually, it's nice. Could I get that? Because a lot of people are always asking me, how do you want to be introduced? I'm like, this is actually perfect because I'm like a mom of two. I live in Alabang, like still the usual. So I need to come up with something like this.
Yeah, I sent it to them while I was driving in the car.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I said, hey, Chat GPT 5.2, can you put together a
awesome.
really cool? Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Cool.
Well, that's perfect. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me here.
To the pods, they say. Yeah.
And I love it that it's Kwento with Casey. So I know that it's going to be super chill, right?
It should be. It should be. And before we get going, I also want to say that my son is here today. It's bring your child to work today because you don't have a yaya and his mom is working. Wave, Wyatt.
He's like, my phone.
So it's one of those very rare days where we stick a phone in front of him.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's like... And then after this, he's going to be a complete psychopath.
Yeah,
Trust me.
There you go.
Yeah. You have kids?
I have two kids.
How old are your kids?
5 and 1.
Oh, so 5.
Oh,
so he's 5.
So I have a 5-year-old too.
Are you do they watch?
Only in special circumstances like this.
No.
So normally when we're traveling in the plane, when we really need some peace because we have a yaya Monday to Friday, stay out, but not on the weekends. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we also need it.
Yeah, I've been telling my wife for the longest time that I want a for myself, not for him. Like he's already okay. Like can someone? Because I'm the one doing the dishes. I'm the one doing the laundry, and so like I'm not really good at doing dishes. So like we'll pull stuff out of the drawer, and there's like spaghetti on it from like 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
But what is the reason? Why did you choose not to have a yaya?
Well, this also might kind of coincide with some of this stuff because my wife doesn't believe that. A yaya or a house helper should live in a parang maid's quarter. Diba? Yung mga maid's quarter dito, it's like there's no window usually, and it just doesn't feel very nice, so to speak. So she said, if we have someone come live with us, you would have to give up your room, my office. And so I said, wag muna. This is my computer room where I play Call of Duty. And so that's more important.
Then yeah. Okay, I guess that's the trade-off, right? Yeah. How about stay out?
I think we're actually thinking of moving to another place, so that is an option. And so I'll be getting your advice here a little bit later on.
Yeah.
We might have someone come in once in a while and just clean up after me.
Yeah, I think that's mandatory. But I do agree with you about the room situation for the yayas here. It's not really livable.
Yeah.
It's in like normally bad condition. It's like a storage room more than an actual room.
Yes, with like fluorescent lights,
Yeah.
and it just doesn't feel.
And then normally that's also the space where you put the washing machine.
Yeah, and storage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we actually were looking at this place, and it's one of our, I guess, musts.
Mm-hmm.
If ever we move and if ever we consider having someone come live with us, it has to be a really nice room,
Yeah.
a real room. And
Yeah.
actually, earlier in my career, I did have someone live with me, and she would help clean the house around me. And she had a room, like it was like a 2-bedroom. One was for me and one was for her.
Oh, that's
And so,
nice.
yeah.
But where is this coming from? Like, you said earlier you grew up in the U.S. and your wife is also
She grew up in Australia.
right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
now it
yeah.
makes sense because for Filipinos they don't even realize that it's not normal.
It's normal. Yeah.
Here it's so normal.
Yeah.
That's where you put the yaya.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. So I appreciate people like you because whenever I see units that are like that and then they try to squeeze in a yaya, it's just unfair.
I usually say, okay, so ito yung this is the maid's quarters.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, sorry, this is a small toilet and a place where you put your luggage.
Yeah.
Right? This is not a place where someone should live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
all of the builders out there make the places bigger.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
livable.
think that's what they're trying to do now.
Good.
So now they're really listening more before they build. Because in the past years, what's been happening was developers keep on building because people keep buying because there was no standard. People just accepted what they were given or what was available. But now this is completely changing.
Good.
Yes.
Good. All right, so let's do we're kind of already into the middle of this, but let's do a little quick fire session.
Let's do
This is
that.
supposed to be our icebreaker.
Okay.
But I think the ice is fully broken. So I'm going to
so
say
too.
a word.
Okay.
And I want you just to go ahead and give me your thoughts on what's the first things that pop into your mind. And
Okay.
I told the crew, I was like, maybe we should have her doing something, but I think maybe later on. Now? Because your content is, it's very... You have your look. You
Yeah.
have the way you do it. You present it very well,
Yeah.
and it's very consistent,
Yep.
right? So you
I
have your
try.
lighting.
Yeah.
You have the way you look. You have your sets.
Yep.
You have the way you deliver your content. It's very like when you watch it, they know it's you.
Yeah, exactly.
And so one of the things that you actually do is you always are doing something.
Exactly.
Like it's like very conversational, like washing the dishes, and you're like, oh yeah, so the mortgage rates dropped this month.
Yeah.
Is that something that you did intentionally?
Not at the beginning. But when we first released our video, I wasn't doing anything. I was just talking to the camera. And then the second video, I think we saw an orange and we were just like, you know what? Let's just try to hold the orange. And then we compared the two videos, how they worked.
Yeah.
The one video where I wasn't holding anything, it got like, 5,000 views? And the other one where I was holding an orange, it got like 800,000 views.
Dang.
And the only difference was,
An orange.
what? This is mind blowing. I was just holding an orange. So I said, let's try to do it some more. Let's hold other things, just like a bunch of random things. And then it kept working. 1 million, 2 million views.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. Okay, so this is the secret.
Anybody got an orange? Okay, so are you ready for the quick fire?
Let's do that.
Okay, so we're gonna put some things up here on the table. we're gonna cut some oranges. Okay, so
Let's move this. Okay.
all right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so and also other things may enter into the screen that you may play with also. Okay.
Okay.
So real estate.
Oh, the first thing that comes to mind?
Yeah, just go
House.
ahead and. I mean, you can say more things.
Oh, okay.
More things that come to mind.
House, condos, commercial, industrial, selling, leasing. Me, Maiko.
Ooh,
She's
nice.
that broker.
She's that one. Open house.
Open house. We don't do that so much in the Philippines.
Wow.
So
Why not?
that's not. So if you hear of real estate, you say open house, it doesn't make sense because that's not what we do here.
What do we do here? We
Flyering. You see that a lot in the malls.
yes. Oh my.
So yon. Flyering, but never open house.
Rent.
2 months advance, 2 months deposit, standard. Creative. You should be my producer.
Perfect. Millions of views right here. Okay.
There you go.
Condo.
Oversupply, but just in certain areas in Metro Manila.
Bahay.
Like what we talked about earlier, the ultimate Filipino dream.
Okay. Number 8 is quick question lang.
Huh?
quick question lang. That's it.
Okay.
Do people go to brokers or like you yourself and say quick question lang?
Yes, all the time. Quick question lang. Nakapagbayad na ako ng down payment. Ganon. Pwede ko ituloy yun. Nakapagbayad na ako ng down payment pero gusto ko na mag-back out. Pwede ba yun? Depende. Check mo yung contract and then check mo rin kung papasa yung agreement mo sa Maseda Law. Kasi kapag nakapagbayad ka na ng more than 2 years, 2 years minimum. And if this is residential property at naka-installment to, then you might be able to refund some of the payment you've already made. Ha?
Okay, so that was a short...
na tong plant natin.
Influencer.
Oh, tough. Medyo ako dito eh. Parang 50-50. Influencer, dying.
Could, why?
Dying industry. Because sabi nga nila, to influence now. Because a lot of people are, okay lang, medyo mahaba explanation.
Go.
Medyo mahaba explanation.
We've got plenty of time.
Okay, good. Because when I started doing this, a lot of people thought, okay, gusto sumikat, blah, 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 influencer. I'm like, please do not call me an influencer. Because what I really want to do is educate. Parang nagiging after effect lang yung influence because of doon sa ginagawa mo. But the goal to be an influencer should not be the goal. It's just the after effect of what you're doing.
I think that, but so many people are, their goal is to influence.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in the right way. I mean, there's
Correct.
a lot of influencers that their influence is not anything important.
Exactly.
But I also feel that this has nothing to do really with our topic today, but I believe that the role of influencer is going to die.
Yeah.
As we know it. You know, there was a time before when social media was just kind of starting that everybody was like, okay, first of all, what is an influencer? And then everyone was flocking and running to become an influencer. But now the influencer is going to parang may hybrid na influencer because AI clones are taking over a big time. And so these influencers are not alive and they can go on 24/7 and there can be 300 coming from one account and they are the perfect human. They can go to TikTok and they can sell forever.
Yeah.
Because you just plug them in. And so
Crazy.
it's weird with AI. I believe that the influencer, they're going to be pushed kind of out of the way because these AI influencers are better than
Exactly.
them. And they can work nonstop. So at one point in time, there's going to be a little bit of a pivot that the human will become the rarity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm so deep into AI.
No,
I'm not even here.
That is so true. I want to add to that also. Do you do TikTok videos?
I don't, but I'm going to because I'm going to introduce an army of influencers.
Okay, good. Have you tried making a video wherein you're just talking to the camera directly, like not highly produced? Have you done that?
I haven't. Well, before.
So if you try that, right, like just test it. My video right now are highly produced videos. And whenever I would make a video on Facebook and TikTok wherein it's just me holding a camera, it's so effective.
Yeah.
And then you realize that because my videos can sometimes look actually like AI. There are people asking me if I'm AI. It's just that
Especially
the camera is really good and the light is really good.
Your voice is too clean sometimes.
Yeah. So everything is perfect, right? So when you have just a camera and the quality is bad, like for some reason, people like that better.
That's been one of my biggest problems. Like I will have like spent money on it. It's like cinema. I feel it's like a movie and it does shit.
Exactly.
And then I'll have this one where I accidentally hold an orange.
Yeah.
And a million people watch it. I'm like, are you joking?
Exactly.
Are you joking me?
Less effort
Oranges.
is better.
But now I've seen a lot of the new videos. It's AI clones and they're holding phones and they're moving.
No way.
Yeah. It's
What do we do now? We're screwed.
I'm at the age where I'm not so handsome anymore. So like I'm going to create younger versions of me with hair that are going to be all over TikTok selling shampoo left and right, all kinds of things. It's going to be like 24/7 Casey Montero, 20 years old, 30-year-old, 40. I'll even have a really old guy selling like adult diapers. It doesn't matter. But guess what? That guy's not going to die. He can be 97 years old.
And guess what? That's more sustainable.
And I'll be sitting at home going, look at him go. Look at him go. I'm not lying. I am so deep into this influencer, you know, whatever. So there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be, you know, left behind. It ain't going to be me.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be me.
And it ain't going to be me too. I just started.
Go.
Come on.
But it's moving so fast and it's very scary.
So fast.
Very scary.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, let's talk about real estate.
Let's do that.
Is there a world where AI and real estate work together?
Yes, definitely. And right now you see it with some apps in the Philippines. It's already existing where it makes it easier for them to, like, for example, generate pictures for listings and listings that are bare, for example. And most people, they cannot visualize how it will look like. Like, how am I going to buy this? Because I don't know if my furniture will suit the place.
Because there are no open houses.
Yeah, there are no open houses. So now they AI it. Is that the right term? They AI it. So they put some stuff, or if it's like a vacant lot, they will AI like how it will look like once you build a house. So now for buyers and renters, it's easy for you to visualize how things are going to look like.
Oh, and that's a big deal though. Like I know when I used to show houses, and that's not something that, you know, people do here in the Philippines. Like when you show, you'd show houses, right?
We show houses,
but
yes.
open houses are
we invite
basically,
everyone, right?
It's just like a house party. You bring people over, they take a look at the house. But when you're showing a house, and I'm sure you know this, as soon as the family starts visualizing their furniture, you're like, oh, I think I might got you, right?
Definitely.
And so for AI, and for being able to visualize, let's say, what the house looks like, or the colors, or what this furniture would look like, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not just that, right? Like, for example, creating contracts. Like a lot of, I think the weakness that we have in the Philippines is the operations of businesses will only work best if there is a standard. But most businesses, they do not have a standard. But with AI, you can start implementing standards without really having to follow like a crazy workflow. Yeah. Like you can just prompt your AI tool to generate a contract for you. Yeah. You can't make a mistake, right? Like the only things you need to put on that contract are the names. But if you generate that using AI, that you put the names, the dates, it generates everything.
As long as it has enough data to support it.
Exactly.
Yeah. But also in the Philippines, I'm not sure how our data is in terms of like the older homes and things like that. Like
there's nothing like Zillow,
paper,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't have anything like that here. Like even if you go to Registry of Deeds or the LGUs or the village associations, they will not give you any data on the amounts of property sold, the prices they got sold for, right? Nothing.
So are you able to do like, I guess, good comps, like comparables when you are pricing properties because the data is not so there?
So what we do is we just compare it to what's currently available in the market. Like that's the best way to get the pricing. And then we talk amongst ourselves like, okay, what was the price of the last unit that was sold here? But normally it's like an insider thing.
Yeah.
So as a buyer, you don't really get this information.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's really fair, right? Like, for example, in Ayala Alabang, I was able to sell a property, and I need to reveal this price. I was able to sell a property at 153,000 pesos per square. The going rate until early this year was at 200,000 pesos per square. So now a lot of people were telling me, Maiko, the lowest price that was sold in Ayala Alabang is 165,000. But I was just keeping quiet. I'm like, I'm not going to tell them that I sold at 153,000 because that will put the market down, right? But then I was like, yeah, you know, people need to know that it has to go down. Otherwise, people are still stuck with the idea that Ayala Alabang is still worth 180,000 per square. So now I told most people I know that it's 153.
You think that creates a more healthy, or I guess more truer market?
Yes, I think so.
Right? Because we don't have an MLS here.
No,
so
we don't have.
in the US and I think other countries, there's something called the MLS. And basically it's just the database of everything that's on the market, whether it's been off the market and everything that's sold.
Exactly.
And so when you create the prices for your clients, whether it's a buyer or a seller, you have real good data to back up your idea and your price. And then also it also helps when you tell your client, this is why I'm pricing it like this, because a client will always go, I want more, I want more, I want more, I want more. And then you go, well, no one's paying more. And this is the data that backs that up.
Correct.
Is there anything like that here?
No. And that's why this is another problem that we have as brokers. You have clients who are just trying their luck. They will be like, well, the other broker told me that they just sold at 140,000 per square. And you know for a fact that's not true, right? But again, where's that data? You don't know. So we don't have anything like that. It's really manual. And the problem is there's zonal value. Normally, zonal value would be a good basis for you to understand if your pricing is in the right range. So for example, Makati now is, I think, around 300,000 per square. So 300,000 per square is a zonal value, but the market value is only really at 180,000. So it doesn't make sense because now you think as an investor, but the zonal value is 300,000. So it must be good investment. But no, because that's not the market value. No one's going to buy it at 300,000 per square. So that is where we're having a lot of problems right now. And a lot of buyers really just depend on information that they get from their brokers or from other friends.
Right.
That's it.
So
manual.
So that could some of it not be true. And so I wouldn't say it's not true, but it's just not, I guess, maybe it's not true.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not all of it is 100%.
Yeah.
Because if you're just hearing it from one person and maybe it gets told to another person, and maybe it loses its truth through that accidentally.
Yes.
But, you know, having something like an MLS, and I'm sure that an AI could do this, could put together, like literally you can prompt something, give me, you know what, I'm going to make that.
Yeah.
Give me my phone.
Yes.
I can make that. You're like, let's make it.
We should do it. Actually, we should do it right after this.
At the end of this episode, it's that fast. My AI is connected through my phone to my computer that's on right there.
Yeah.
So it works all the time. I will go to bed at night and I'll wake up in the morning. It'll create me 3 apps. Amazing. Yeah. They're not great apps all the time, but some of them work. But it's doing it on its own without me telling it.
There you go.
So we can go, okay, so I need you to collate the data for the past 50 years in all of these places. And I want you to put against the sale. It's just basically a huge spreadsheet, right?
Correct. And then after that, we call you, he's that broker.
Oh, man. Oh, man. And no longer he's broke. Or I'm broker, more broker.
But that's true. Actually, that can work. But still, the data that AI will generate will be based on listing prices, but not the actual price it was sold for. And
it's
as
important.
you know, in the Philippines,
the most important.
Yes, but as you know, what's also happening now is a lot of people are undervaluing. So you don't really know what the price is. So even if AI can generate it, I think the data has to come from an actual either brokerage firm, like for example, Remax.
Yeah.
They're huge. Like they can work together and create something like this because they have their networks all over the Philippines.
Yeah,
right?
Remax was the one who was coming here. I thought I said Century 21, but it wasn't Century 21. I remember
Century's
there was
a developer.
No, Century 21 is a big brokerage in the US.
Okay.
I think Remax is the one that came here a couple years back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So imagine if they would do that because they have the actual data on what the property sold for, not just the listed price. Because it could be listed at 70 million, but it was sold for 30 million.
Yeah. It just gives you a true snapshot of what people are willing to pay.
Yeah,
and so I guess there wouldn't be such a big discrepancy between list price and sell price.
Correct.
And then like your clients would be like easier to deal with, right? Because
exactly.
All right, so we have jumped far into the technical side and like the super nerdy part of like real estate. And just so everyone knows, like I did have a real estate license for a couple of years in the US, and this is my family made their money through real estate. So like this whole world of real estate is in my blood. So I kind of know what we're talking about, but let's get back to maybe the more general stuff. When did you start and discover, your, I guess, love for real estate?
About 10 years ago. So I came back here. I left for the UK and then I came back here. And when I came back here, I was going to rent a condo in BGC. And I met a broker. I said, oh, I like this unit. I want to get it. And he said, yeah, sure. Here's the contract. Put your name, put your details, and then sign it. I said, huh? A blank contract?
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, huh? Is this normal? Is this legal? It was really like, okay, it's ready to go. I was like,
There's some template contract.
It's template in Tagalog, deep Tagalog.
Yeah.
And I had to put my name and then put the dates, the price. And then he didn't, it just felt like he didn't really help me. It was so transactional for him. And the thing is, I've also been exposed to real estate growing up because my mom is a broker. We also invested in some properties in Alabang. So I'm kind of familiar. So when I saw that guy and I had that experience, I said, and he got that commission and he got my 1 month's rent. I was like,
That's it.
That's it. And he gets all that money. I said, why don't I try this? And I was struggling a little bit with my work. It was a corporate job that I didn't like. I said, I need to try it. And then I tried it and that's it.
And so do you remember your first sale?
Yes. It was actually, it wasn't a big sale like yours. That's why people like you are so lucky, but that's also the problem, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you my story in a second. Go ahead.
So with me, it was a 3 million property in BGC. Imagine 3 million pesos in BGC.
Wow.
That's so cheap, right? That's so cheap. So that was my first sale.
It's this big. But that was 10 years ago, right? So it's different.
Yeah, but still, I mean, the market now, the rental price didn't change. So for me, I'm like, I think some sellers right now with the current market situation might still sell properties, maybe not 3, but maybe 5, which is higher. But still, it's still cheap right now in BGC because of the current situation. But anyway, that time, 3 to 3.5 million, I sold it. That was my first sale. I didn't know anything because guess what? Everybody is gatekeeping real estate information processes. You go to the steps that you need to do to sell a property is you go to the city hall, you go to BIR, you go to registry of deeds. And as usual, you go there, right? I was like a kid and I'm like, oh, how do I process this sale? And they're like, oh no, you go to this window. But why? Why can't I staple it? Why do I need to use this special clip that you need to buy from National Bookstore? Nothing made sense. So that was my first experience. It was hard because nobody was giving me information. None of these agencies were giving me information. And then I had to pick the brains of many different brokers to make it make sense.
Has that process changed?
It's still the same.
That sounds difficult.
It is difficult. It is. So if you're a newbie and if you're not working with a broker or a brokerage, you cannot figure it out. So that's why it's hard for many people to continue doing this job because once you see the process, sometimes you think the commission is actually not worth it. Because in the States, once you close, you're done, right? Yeah. It's straightforward.
It's very easy in the States.
Here, it's so freaking complicated. It's so bad.
In the States, there are no windows to go to. You go to your buyer or seller, you get the contract with them, you figure out what the commission is going to be, and then you list it. You agree on a price, then you list it. You put it on the MLS, which is the giant website, which is it has all of the this is a national website across the U.S. Buyers from you, and then you do your marketing as the agent, and then when you find someone who wants to do it, they sign it. The other done.
And there's escrow, right?
Escrow, and that's basically due diligence, and then we're done. Move on to the next one.
Yeah, here there's a lot of elements like. It's already hard enough to deal with clients. And normally there's not just one person. You have the brother, the sister, the mother, the husband, the wife, the kids involved. And then you have this other layer, the admin office, the government agencies.
That's had to have gotten better though in the past 10 years.
No.
It's not gotten easier, or just it's gotten easier because the process now.
It's just gotten easier because I know the process. Like it's easy for me, right? Like I know, for example, you might not know this, but this doesn't make sense, but I guess it makes sense for them. I don't know. I didn't really ask for the explanation yet, but when you pay for the capital gains tax, you can pay anytime. But when you pay for the documentary stamp tax, which you pay together with the capital gains tax, it must be paid before the 5th of each month. If you pay after the 5th, the notarization of that document must be on the 1st, from the 1st of the month.
Yeah,
but you hear
like,
it's complicated, right? It's so complicated. But if you don't know that, and it's not in any book, you screw up. And if you screw up,
you pay.
Your client will screw up. They're going to pay a big penalty on that tax because you did not know that information. And where will you find that information? If you're a buyer, if you're a seller, how would you know?
You only have to find it from someone like you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And that's why people are saying, let's just make a website where it will have all the listings and then we're going to get rid of the brokers. But with the country like the Philippines, you need people like us.
Yeah, because the system, maybe in 20 years, if you have this system already going, and then maybe there wouldn't be a need for, I guess, a broker. But I think there's still, because like I don't know if you need to hang your license in shops anymore. But,
no, not really.
But like this day and age, I think for the next 5, maybe 10 years, I think a broker is always going to be needed because there are the intricacies and the windows and the, paper. Everything has been on paper for the longest time. So brokers are definitely still needed. Now you say that you're the ungatekeeper. Yeah. Do you get hate or like maybe like pushback from any fellow brokers because you are kind of letting it out a little bit? And that, I mean, that's one of your major, I guess that's your content push really is to make it easier for everybody.
Correct. I'll tell you a story. Actually, there was a little bit of tension that happened 2 days ago.
Tension's a nice word.
Yeah, tension that happened 2 days ago because I spoke about an area and I told people in my content that this is the price. So if you look at this area, the price goes between this and this. So I gave the range. Somebody sent me a message. Change it. So I'm like, I'm not going to change that because that's the truth. And this is what I stand for. What I want people to know is the truth about real estate in the Philippines. We're not going to hide prices. We're not going to hide that Ayala Alabang is now 153,000 per square because that means you're still going to be pushing people to buy it at 180, 200, right? So that's the challenge that I have.
You would think, I mean, again, like real estate, you would think that like most brokers would want a truer picture of the market, even if, let's say they have something listed and for instance, the case that you just brought up, he probably wanted it listed. The client wanted it higher, right? Because you set a price. And the dude was just trying to make his money at listing it lower. But you would think that most brokers in the real estate industry would kind of want that truer picture because then it would be a healthy market, meaning, and then the clients would be happy. And because one of the biggest, your biggest, I guess, is a referral system, right? Correct. So you make sure your client is happy and that when they look around and said, okay, so we were actually right. We were right in the right market. We were priced right. I wasn't too low. I wasn't too high. Well, too high is never a bad thing really. But you would think that you would people would be like, okay, let's get behind this cause. It's not that way, so to speak?
No, because first of all, this industry is still seen as just an ordinary sales job, transactional, right? Like, I just want to get my commission. So first, you're kind of...
Sign.
Exactly. So it's very transactional. So you just want to get your commission. So you don't really try to educate. Most people, they still are not in the part where they are educating their clients, whether it's their seller or their buyer. They don't really want to educate them because first, like if you start educating people, they're going to hold off with their buying, with the buying.
Well, I think, it's also if you educate them, then they're going to have more opinions on what you're trying to tell them.
And they want more options, which is more work for you.
Yeah.
So that's for the brokers and sellers side. But then again, for the sellers, I just feel like they also have this in the Philippines. It's always been seen as sellers are the sirs and the mams, right? Like they make you feel like that in the Philippines. Did you grow up here? Were you born here?
I wasn't born here.
Okay, so I was born and raised here, and I think we all are right here. And yung culture dito sa Pilipinas is very parang hierarchy, bureaucracy. You see that everywhere. Sa school, sa office. Even in your condo, for example. 'Di ba? Like yung guard, binubuli ka. Minsan parang, wala naman ako ginawa sa'yo, but it's just la hierarchy because I'm in position. Yung police, pag hinuli ka.
It's a power
power
position.
tripping,
It's a
'di ba? So, ganun din yung mga sellers. Minsan, because they feel like they're in a position na I own this property.
Well,
and name my price.
And I'm also going to treat you like that because I'm giving this to you.
Yes, exactly.
I'm paying you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So, ngayon, kaming mga broker and the salespeople, we cannot say anything because if we tell you, if we educate you,
I'll go somewhere else.
Pinapangunahan
I'll go
mo
somewhere
ko,
else. Yeah.
Ikaw, yung isa nga sa akin nakikinig, ikaw hindi ka nakikinig. So, you lose clients and you don't want that to happen.
Ko, 1% lang yung ano.
Tama. Exactly. So, ano ka na lang, yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. So, this is the culture that we have now. So, it's hard. It's really tough for, I guess, everyone.
I guess from client to client, right?
Yeah, exactly. But this is what I'm trying to do now. Like through my content, I'm trying to get into the minds of everyone, which includes sellers, buyers, and brokers and agents. So now it's not me telling you directly. So I have sellers coming to me now because of my content and saying, I have this property. What do you think about the price? Because I haven't been able to sell it.
You're like, sign this first.
Yeah, sign this. Exclusive. 5%. No,
That's
I'm
good
kidding.
though. That's good. I think, I'm sure I can see where other agents might be like, oh man.
Screw her.
Yeah.
Screw her. She talked about it again and how we lost the client.
But then like for sellers and people with property, they're like, okay, so I'd like to know the truth. And this is really because, you have a property on the market for, months and months and months and months. And that's because maybe the agent told you it would sell at this price or something like that. And a lot of people, because they're afraid to say it. Right.
Yeah.
And so like maybe through your content, you're subliminally affecting in a good way some of these sellers. And so, finally, maybe there be some, some real like, okay, so I'll listen to you because you are a professional. Because you're an expert. This is what you do.
Correct. And actually, sometimes the clients are open to feedback. And if they're open to feedback, that's the time you tell them the truth. And I think we need to also stop enabling clients who are overpricing their properties because the truth is it's a waste of time. And that's also kind of deceiving the other side, which is the buyer, if you're overpricing it to their advantage, just protecting one's interest, right?
Yeah. Because in there, like, obviously, if you're a buyer and you see, but then again, if you have a good agent, your agent would be like, okay, that's overpriced and we can get it lower.
Correct.
But
exactly.
like, obviously, you get so many people out there that are kind of just canvassing through the sites and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If they see something overpriced, they're like, out.
Yeah.
It's not even an option.
Exactly.
Oh, man. All right. So I think we're going to get into the more, again, we just deep dive into like real technical things. But why don't we talk about some of the things that kind of affect the everyday Pinoys?
Yeah.
So what are going to be some of the trends or some of like some advice you would give to someone who's looking to buy a home or a condo or any living space for the first time?
My number one advice is figure out your budget first. Like financial planning is like the foundation of every investment. Like you can't just jump on the trend of buying real estate just because everyone else is doing it, or just because developers are starting to lower their price, or just because they made an offer of like 5%, then you can move in, right? And or rent to own, for example. Like it makes sense only if you have the budget for it, if you've got like the basics covered.
I think also you need to realize or be real with your expectations. Because you will see a house, and I'm speaking from personal right now because we've been looking all around the area. And so like you see a house and you're like, I want to move in here. It's going to cost X amount. Can we do it? Versus we have this amount, what does it fit? Because when you look at homes and you're like, it's aesthetically nice, it's in a great area, and then you're trying to figure out if you have enough money for it or how much you're going to have to work more versus I have this much and this is what I can move into. So when I say your expectations, it might not be the house that you really want.
Correct.
Because that's not what you can afford yet.
Exactly.
So you're going to have to, I wouldn't say lower your expectations. It's more of be real with your expectations.
Exactly.
And maybe, in the future, you can get into the house that you really want.
Exactly. And that's actually really good advice, because what's happening now is if you don't set your expectations early, you blame it always on either the broker, the owner, the developer, but there's always going to be problems. Like, for example, where you bought, like, let's say Nuvali or West Grove or Greenfields or something like down south, right? Like there's no traffic. And then 5 years from now, they open, I don't know, a mall, and then it causes traffic. And then now you get upset because you promised me that there's not going to be any traffic here. Come on. Right? Like that's part of reality. Traffic is part of our
growth.
country.
It's growth.
And it's growth.
And there's going to be a new valley past new valley.
Exactly. So it's always going to be like that. So for things like that, you also have to manage your expectations so you don't end up blaming other people.
Do you think, the government is pushing really hard on expanding housing and trying to make it available for lower and middle class income people. So let's say middle class is what, around 50 to 80,000 a month. Is that middle class?
Yes, that's middle class. But now the housing that's being provided by the government is under this program called 4PH. So it's more the low cost socialized housing. So it's houses between around 700,000 to 3 million pesos.
So do you believe that like these homes with the income of around 40 to let's say 40 to about 80,000, can they get into these homes? Is it easier for them now?
Well, there's pag-ibig financing, definitely. But again, like going back to my advice, it is doable. There's that option available for every Filipino who is employed, right? Or contributing voluntarily to pag-ibig, because the terms are much longer. It's easier to afford a home, which means the amortization is also lower because of the longer term. A bank would normally give you average 15 years, but pag-ibig is 30 years. And then you can do it joint loan with your partner, your husband, or your spouse. So it is doable. But here's the problem, and that's why I talk a lot about this in my content. Nobody talks about this. Like, none of my friends who are employed, paying for their pag-ibig contribution, are actually buying a house. So for me, I'm like, nobody's using this. Sayang talaga, sayang, because we're paying for that contribution. And you have a maximum 6.5 million pesos. 6.5, kung hindi nyo gagamitin yun, sayang, iba lang gagamit nun, naiiwan lang yun sa pag-ibig. But if you use it now, even if you don't need the house, you can rent it out or buy lot. Kasi sayang talaga, sayang.
Wait a second. So how does that work again?
Pag-ibig?
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand pag-ibig, but like so many people don't understand that the 6.5, or that's not 6.5 for everybody.
It's 6.5 for everyone.
Huh?
Yeah, max. So technically,
everyone in here
you
like,
can buy
okay,
a house up to 6.5 million. That's it. That's what you're contributing for.
Yeah, that's what
it.
you're paying your taxes for.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's what your taxes are for. But not a lot of people know about that. So a lot of people are more inclined to loaning through the banks because it's easier. There are banks everywhere. Oh, branch nito, branch dyan. But if it's pag-ibig, you have to go to their office, right? And I think that's what's stopping people from going for it because of the hassle. It takes longer.
For 6.5, I will jump through any hoops and windows that you need me to go through.
Yeah, so that's my plan. I actually want to do an episode on me applying for a housing loan through pag-ibig. Because I want to use that 6.5 million.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm paying for that.
I think one of the biggest walls, I guess, one of the biggest hurdles to get past is, in order to own a home, you usually have to put down a big down payment.
Yeah.
20%, X percent. Is there any way around that? in this market? Not in this market, in this system.
In this market, actually.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a buyer's market.
Yeah, I know that. When we go look at housing, we're like, oh, no, we want to pay 40% less. They're like, okay.
Exactly. So anything can work right now. So
Yeah.
if the standard before was 20% down payment, there's a workaround. Like even the developers would now budge.
Yeah,
Like
they're 5%. I've seen it. Yeah, they're throwing out all
Exactly.
kinds of crazy ideas.
Exactly. So you can propose now to developers, to owners, say, this is the best payment terms I can do. They're only going to say yes or no. So one of my clients in BGC, he was really desperate because he wanted to buy a resort in Thailand. So he said, Maiko, I really want to get rid of my 3-bedroom condo in BGC. We started at 30 million, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. We ended up selling it at 24 million pesos in terms.
Okay.
Monthly payment.
You would think that when they go that low, it's just like, okay, just get
Cash,
50%
right?
cashed out.
No.
Yeah.
No, he accepted a payment. It's like a 30% down payment and then monthly payment. No bank loan, no pag-ibig. Of course, it's not, you can't loan that through pag-ibig, but no bank loan. So he was just like, I'm going to take the risk.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm desperate.
Okay, yeah. So when she says it's a buyer's market, what does that exactly mean?
Means the prices of the properties are really low, which means in the past years, if you noticed, if you're renting, you're always at the mercy of your landlord. Which means whatever they say is the truth, right? Like if I say this is worth 50 million, you buy it at 50 million. People are going to buy it at 50 million. But now, since it's a buyer's market, the buyers there's not a lot of us, but when there's a buyer that comes and presents an offer to you, most of the time you say yes.
Yeah.
Because we can dictate now the price.
Just like any business, it's a supply and demand thing. And so,
Exactly.
so in the housing market, just like in any other business, there's a lot of homes. There's a lot
Correct.
of available condos, homes, townhouses. And there's not a lot of buyers.
Yes.
And so when there's a buyer, all the homes are like, me.
Exactly.
And then they're willing to go lower. They're willing to do better deals.
Yeah.
And so like if you're out there and you're looking to buy, negotiate.
Yes.
You're in the driver's seat.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to negotiate.
Yeah,
because a
because
lot
you
of
can
people
go
are
somewhere
like,
else. There's so many homes.
Exactly. Especially with condos. Like with houses, it's a little bit more difficult because sometimes, it's a corner lot, a middle lot. There's different features, right? But with a condo, it's all the same.
Yeah.
So if the one on the 7th floor doesn't agree, I'll offer to the one on the 8th floor.
There's 14 others.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So for someone, let's say, who's renting a condo, when do you think it's like the perfect time for them to say, okay, should we buy a house or do we need to buy a house? Are we happy just renting? Are we happy being able to move in these different places?
It depends because I think buying a house is really personal, emotional decision. It's not really.
It's like a we've made it type of thing.
Exactly. And for many Filipinos, it's really like I want a legacy. I want that I have a house. My kids will grow up here, and then they will inherit this in the future. But from an investment perspective, the real estate or buying a house, it really takes a while for you to get your money back, right? Like maybe 30 years before it makes sense to sell it. I mean,
some people
in some
don't.
cases.
Yeah, some people probably aren't even worried about getting it back.
Or they're never going to sell it. So if you're living in a condo, my advice is always, do you really need it? Because if you have kids, it makes sense. Like for me, I moved to Alabang. It makes sense that I'm there. I didn't buy because I can't afford it. It's too expensive.
Yeah, same. I'm in the same boat with you.
Yeah.
It's Hillsborough or Alabang.
Yeah,
That's
so
where we're looking.
it's so expensive. But the reason why we thought it was time for us to leave the condo was because the price per square of a condo now is too expensive for us. So we have to start looking at houses. And same like you, we're also looking to buy eventually. It's just looking for that right place that would have the best growth.
So how about this? Would you choose buying land over real estate?
Over condos.
Yeah.
For me right now, yes, because I'm Filipino. And I want to be here for a long time. So land, definitely.
Yeah. One of the things my dad has instilled in us is, being in the real estate business, he said, God can make houses and condos, but he can't make dirt. Like something like that.
Yeah.
Though, you can reclaim land, and that's something that's very popular.
Yeah.
But like owning land is for me, that's also one of my I guess my dreams is to own land, because then you can build whatever you want on it.
Yeah, I agree.
Where maybe this is a personal thing. Where do you buy land at? Where's the best spot?
I've always been a Southie, so I love the South. Manila is always going to be the hub, so I always want to have direct access or close access to Manila. So right now, if you look at, for example, Batangas, closer to Tagaytay, Cavite area, where Vermosa is, Imus, there's a nice area that they're developing. It's called Orchard. Still pretty cheap. Susana Heights also, just right after Alabang.
Was this the
SM?
Was this the did you just post about this?
That's Verdana. Yeah. That one is still, that one is already a bit expensive. But close to that area, very, very close, is a place called Susana Heights. So SM just opened their new development at 150,000 per square. But the villages nearby, I was able to sell a house there. And the owner of that house constructed it to sell it, but the lot was only at 40,000 per square. 40,000. And you have a development near you, which is 150,000. And it's right off MCX. So considerations are, it has to be near a highway, because traffic is always going to be part of our life here. So always near a highway. It can't be like right after the highway, turn left, right, and then it's there. No, that's going to cost you a lot of time eventually. So
turn here, you're there.
Yes. So near the highway, near a school, near a hospital, or at least future hospital. That's all you need.
My dream is to own like a hectare and just like have a little tiny house there, so I can get up and like pee off my lawn, and just like people don't care.
Yeah.
Because no one can see me. Like,
no, you should do it. You should really do it. Like if you go,
I try now to pee off my condo, and like people really get upset about it. I guess you can't do that. Yeah, they're like, "Why are you peeing on us?" And I'm like, "Sorry, it's been a dream of mine."
Don't worry, I'll find you. I'll find you land where you can do that.
Yeah, no, that's going to be my. That's one of my filters. Can he pee off the porch?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we should do that. I found the place where he can pee.
Yeah, and so like every time I go, I just pee off and like, nope, that didn't work well.
Yeah, exactly. And we found it.
Yeah.
So if you go more south, right? Like this morning, actually, I was just checking like some land in Talisay, Batangas. They're going for around less than 1,000, I think, per square meter. So you can basically get like a hectare, which is the same price as a 2-bedroom condo in BGC.
Yeah, that's the dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Dream to pee. Okay, so you are a broker, and we're going to play a little game here. This is just hypothetically speaking.
Okay.
So we're going to play Quote This House. I'm going to show you some houses.
Okay.
I don't have any info on them. We just kind of found them, and
there's no context also on where they are. No.
How about you create the context so that your quote is 100% correct?
Okay, let's do that.
So here we go. This is nice.
Oh wow, this is really nice. Sikihor, 7 million.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I've just been there, so. This looks exactly like a house that I looked at in Sikihor.
Yeah, with all of the foreigners on their motorcycles.
Yeah, exactly. And it's 7 million.
And 7 million, okay. All right, next one. This is in Greenfields.
I was gonna say Greenwoods Executive Village, 28 million.
Whoa, it's got a really big back, and a pool right next to the kitchen. That's how they look.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Looks like 8 Forbes BGC.
Forbes
golf course view. For sale. I think this is a maybe 3-bedroom, something like that. 27 million.
27 million. Comes with a wine as well.
Comes with wine. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
27.5.
27. Yeah, and a free.
Okay.
Free
how about
wine.
this one? This is the Adams family. What is this? The Adams family? Yeah, Adams family home.
This looks like, I was just in Bacolod. So actually this looks like your old, like typical Bacolod mansion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's cheap actually in Bacolod.
But the Adams family lives here. So
2.5 million.
Dollars.
2.5 million for the house, but it probably comes with an 11-hectare sugarcane farm. So
and a cemetery,
then probably 10 million.
Uncle Fester may kill you. Yeah.
Free.
This is Buckingham Palace.
The Bucky.
If you were a broker, how much are you selling Buckingham Palace for?
10 billion
10 billion
pesos.
Oh, 10 billion pesos.
Because I can copy that same design and then take it to like some rural land in the Philippines, and then I'll call it the Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham Palace ng Cavite.
Ng Cavite, exactly.
And this one? This is,
emoji.
what's this? Bahay ni Kuya.
Ano ba? Ano na lang. Coffee. Kasi for sure, pag desendan ka ng ganyan ng client mo, meaning business has started. Oh, di ba? Pag may ganyan ng client eh.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
Oh, nice job. I'm going to buy them all from you. Whose house is that?
This is an emoji.
It's an emoji.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like the Pinoy Big Brother house.
Cocomelon.
Well, I just want to say thank you for coming
Thank you
in the
so
show.
much. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
There's so much more we can dig in. Like, I totally am a nerd about real estate. So even though I don't have any here, but as a foreigner, I'm almost going to be able to buy land soon. But I've lived here for over 30 years.
You don't have Filipino passport?
It's a whole deal. Yeah, it's
no.
Yeah. My mom was born in the States. I mean, my mom, my wife is Pinoy, so
Okay.
that guy's mom.
Oh, yay! Yeah. There you go.
He can buy some. He can buy some.
He'll buy for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, we don't need to even pay attention to that. So again, I want to thank you for dropping
so
by.
Much. Thank you.
And continued success in discovering your content journey, and stick to being that that truth that everybody needs.
Thank you so much.
Because there's so many people going, oh gosh, what do I do? And so like you're helping them with their ideas. And so it's really cool. And continue answering their questions, because I know they're just getting bigger and they're going to come and they're redundant and they're happening all the time. But that's where you are now. And
thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to say anything before we wrap up?
Well, I mean, thank you for, the support that a lot of people have given me the past 8 months. I wouldn't have done this without those people who really appreciated the content. So that's the only favor I want from people. If you really want to be educated about real estate in the Philippines, please follow @She'sThatBroker on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Thank you so much.
That's it. And you know what? When you watch it, just like don't always take anyone's advice as the golden rule.
Yeah.
Right? Do your research.
Correct.
Watch other people, Google, AI, check it out.
Exactly.
Use it as a tool as you're making your decisions.
Correct.
There you go. See?
Exactly. That's really good, because then
less pressure for you.
Less pressure for me.
All right. So again, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
I want to thank everybody who's been watching the program. Please do like, subscribe, hit all the buttons that you're supposed to. Do all that cool stuff. And see you next time for another episode of Kwento with Casey. All right.
Yeah.
Sa uulitin ang kwentuhan, kulitan at kalokohan. Kaya mag-follow at subscribe na sa YouTube, Spotify at iba pa naming socials para hindi mahuli sa susunod na Kwentuhan with Casey.
Huge thanks to Bagong Pilipinas Studios, our official studio partner.